Hello, everyone. I'm Obie Young with the Florida Aviation Network, and we're here again at the Women in Aviation at the World Marriott Center, something like that. Anyway, we're here in Orlando at Women in Aviation, and with me is Danielle Fuller, who is a helicopter pilot. You're a rotor head, right?
I am.
How did you get started in helicopters?
When I was about 15, I was sitting in the back seat of my family's car. We were stopped for a car accident on the highway. Traffic just came to a complete stop, and I could see a helicopter come in and land to pick up a patient from the car.
In the middle of the road.
In the middle of the road. And as we drove past the car accident, I could see, how damaged the vehicles were, and just thought to myself, man, I want to be a Metaflight pilot when I grow up. The medical side, I'm a little squeamish with, so, nurse, medic didn't really come to mind, but pilot, I thought, yeah, that's cool.
Now, you said you were how when you saw this?
About 15.
About 15, and you witnessed the accident and said, boy, that's what I want to do.
Yep.
All right, where'd you go from there? Where'd you learn to fly?
So I learned to fly at a civilian flight school in California, in Fresno, California, Maisie Flying Service. They were primarily fixed wing with a little bit of helicopters. They were the closest Part 141 school to where I grew up, about 2 hours from home. And I was 19 when I started.
2 hours from home to learn to fly.
Yep.
Wow. Now, let's fast forward a little bit to Women in Aviation. Now, you were telling me the first time you came was to one of these conventions.
It sure was. It was back in 2017, and I wanted to help my company at the time promote getting more females in our industry, and it's helicopter air ambulance industry. And so it was the first time that we attended, and it turned out to be such a great event for networking, meeting other female pilots, other women in the industry. And then you develop those friendships, and then years later down the road, you get to reconnect at these types of events.
Danielle, you're now in Florida, and you have several bases in Florida. Is that right?
Correct. I fly for Metro Aviation. They're a family-owned and operated air ambulance company, fixed wing and rotor wing, with programs nationwide. The program that I fly for is the Tampa General Hospital. So we have 4 bases: Tampa, Bartow, Sebring, and Punta Gorda, and I'm based at the Punta Gorda Airport.
And you do exactly what you were looking at when you were 15 years old. You come in and help people out in an emergency.
Yes, I like to think of it, rather than helping people out in an emergency, that perhaps when I'm landing on a highway when they shut down the road, that I could be inspiring the future generation of helicopter air ambulance pilots as well.
Speaking of future generations and women in aviation, I think y'all have got some events coming up pretty soon. Girls in Aviation?
Girls in Aviation Day, that's always a fun one. Participated in one in Dallas and one in Tampa. It's nice to watch girls get to go for a flight and see how they like it. And just that excitement takes you right back to when it was my first flight.
Well, where would be the Girls in Aviation event that you're going to be participating in this year?
It'll be in Tampa. We've our Tampa General Hospital has set up events to attend with our helicopters.
And if you're a young woman or a young man and you wanted to get involved in aviation, what's the best place to go to find out?
Honestly, I'd say the best thing to do to start is just go to your local airport and find pilots around there. Everybody's typically eager, and they were once where you were and want to start and talk to you about it. So I would say that's the first thing I did. Was I went to my local airport, and there was an air medical base there, and I talked to one of the pilots, said, I want to do what you do. How did you get into it? So it's a great opportunity when you have general aviation or anything that you can see and get a feel for. If there's a flight school and you can do a discovery flight, that's always a great first step. I know a lot of people that may have been gifted that for their birthday or a Christmas present, and then the next thing you know, they're hooked.
Sure. Look, it's been nice talking with you. Enjoy the convention. I'm Obie Young with the Florida Aviation Network, and we'll see you next time.